Welcome to The Snack, a lighter serving of Girls Gotta Eat.
This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, Snacks. Happy first day of summer.
First day of Brat Girl Summer, Brat Summer.
Let's go.
Brat Summer.
People did misread that one.
People interpreted Bratwurst Summer, and I'm here for it. Get those wieners in your mouth. We'll talk about it.
Wieners in your mouth summer.
We can't wait to talk about all the summer trends.
Before we jump into it, thank you to Base. Get 15% off your first purchase at basetravel.com/GGE.
And thank you to Built. Get points by paying rent at joinbuilt.com/GGE. So we're going to start it with a Pride report. We always have an update. It's June. We're talking about Pride. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride, guys.
You've been celebrating.
Yes, we have a great episode on Monday, too, for Pride.
Yes, but we have some Pride news.
Bisexual chaos is 2024's biggest pop culture trend. So I'm glad this came up. This is a Bustle article.
That's the only one this week.
We swear.
Bustle's going to be like, you guys stop.
They're going to block us from the site. They're like...
They block our cookies.
I'm glad this came up. This is an article in Bustle. Because I was going to sleep last night watching the final episode of season 3 of Bridgerton. I was going to ask you what your favorite sex scenes are, because my favorite sex scene in that is the brother having threesomes.
Is it okay?
I mean, I can't. My favorite scene in in Challengers was the two guys making out. I mean,
you want an MMF?
I masturbate to it sometimes.
Yeah,
low-key.
I believe it.
And so we can talk about the article, but what I've been saying to you is that I'm actually been a little sick of the books I've been reading, because I feel like every story is these very heteronormative sort of. I'm bored with it a little bit. Stories about these women and men saving them and their great love stories. I'm looking for some variety of people to focus on other than just this straight man-woman couple stories.
My favorite sexual scene of season 3 is when she was getting fingered in that horse and carriage. It's my favorite because I didn't see it coming, and she had such an erotic orgasm face, so that was my favorite. But I said, I don't think I texted you this because you started watching after me, and I was like, who can I talk to about this? And I do think it was Brittany. And I texted her early on season 3, and I was like, when is someone going to be gay? I felt it like someone has to be gay. Where is the queer storyline? And then I was running the tape, was anybody, there was a few threesomes, so a little woman-on-woman action, but not in a queer feeling way in season 1 and 2. And I was like, how have we not had this yet? And I haven't read the books, so I want to be clear, but I was just like, this better be happening soon. I know that I'm not the only person that would like to see it, and it better be a main character when it happens. So I swear that they probably heard that feedback from other people. Again, there's stuff in the books too, but I just kept saying that, I swear that last season 2, people were probably give us more sex and give us more LGBTQ love. And they listened. Shonda was like, say less. I got you.
I love it. I was asking you, I skipped season 2, so I was asking you what's up with the oldest brother.
Yeah, Benedict. Tilly. That's who I would want to fuck.
I just liked watching the
She's so
guys.
hot. Also, the fact that she wants to be with him now, but she introduced him to guys.
Well, isn't that how it always goes? She's like, look at me. I'm so spicy and different. And he's like, what I'm going to do is take what you did and go out into the world
the fact
with
that
it.
she, also spoiler alerts abound, but the fact that if you guys are, that she called him over to DTR and he was like, where's Paul? I was like, poor girl. He wants that dick.
She was just like, I'm the freakiest bitch in town. And he was like, that's awesome. And then she changed the rules of the game.
When she was laying there with both of them, I was like, a queen,
right?
A queen among us. She's the real queen of that town,
really
of that ton.
Every time I say ton, I'm like, go off. I've been really into MMF in my fantasies. I really think about it sometimes. And
yeah, they're hot.
I just like to see it represented. I don't think you see that's what the article is about, that you haven't previously seen bisexuality represented in media as much. And when it is, it's represented as people who are selfish, people who are women, as a characteristic that is selfish and not just something that people are exploring, and that these can be all types of people with all types of backgrounds.
Yeah, and we want to be clear, the title of that article was funny, and it obviously is it's a trend that we're seeing more in pop culture, not in the world. We don't think of anyone's sexuality as a trend or a phase. If you think of that, that's fine. But, we don't speak about it that way. But obviously we saw it in, I didn't see this movie, but I will. Challengers, you can speak on that. But in Hacks, and Ava, the main character in Hacks, she's always been bisexual since the start, but then they got into the conversation about bisexuality in season 3. And basically Deborah is having a conversation with a bunch of like dusty old male comedians on bisexuality, and they're all like, that's not real, you know, like just the old school way of thinking, like that's not a thing. And then they kind of shun her for standing up for it, and they're like, oh, who brought the woke person to the dinner? I don't know, it was a storyline that they kind of touched on more. So obviously you're seeing a lot more of it. We say that life imitates art, but I'm kind of like, art is imitating more life, because I just feel like everyone is, not everyone, a lot of people are bi, a lot of people are experimenting. I feel like I meet people and they're dating men and women, and it's just so much more prevalent. So I just almost feel like pop culture is maybe even catching up to just what's actually happening in the world.
I mean, I like seeing it represented in media, because I'm a person at a very young age, when I was like 14, I was really attracted to lesbian porn, but I wanted to sleep with men. And not 14, but
I did. I was in 9th grade. Like, can someone fuck me?
I mean, I talked about this on Girls Gotta Get on the podcast, but I really kept thinking, what does this mean about me?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? Why am I attracted to this sometimes, but not all the time? Why do I like a certain type of porn, but I don't necessarily like it in real life? Like, I didn't really want to sleep with women at that time, and then I did sleep with women. But I like seeing it because I just had never seen it represented in media as a kid, and I just kept thinking, is there something like really weird and wrong with me? I didn't admit to anybody I watched lesbian porn until like way into my late 20s.
Yeah.
So I love
podcast.
it. Until podcast. Yeah. And we've talked to therapists about it on the show, so you guys can listen to that. But I like to see it represented because I think it's so important for people growing up to see themselves represented on the screen. And challengers, listen, I'm going to say something controversial. The movie wasn't for me.
Okay.
I thought there was so many storylines and
tough to keep up.
No, I'm smart, but like I
didn't mean it like that. Could you not?
A tennis movie.
Could you not handle it? No, I'm kidding.
I felt like there was too much stuff that was implied and not explained. I thought they just jumped around a lot, and the whole theme of the movie was like, you'll figure it out. I didn't really root for Tashi at all, and I wasn't really rooting for the main character. But the storyline that I was obsessed with was Patrick and Art's like bisexuality, like hints of bisexuality towards each other, this super sexy makeout scene, and the whole thing is sort of teasing, are they into each other? And I loved it, and I would have watched just a whole movie about only that.
Sometimes doesn't even have to be a whole storyline. Like sometimes I think about The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is a huge rift between Rain and I, because it's like my favorite show and you didn't watch it.
Actually, I saw an entire TikTok with the characters of it. It said like TSITP, and I was like, I don't know what that means. And all the characters were walking around like doing voices and stuff, and I was like, I've never seen one of these people, and I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, stop what you're doing. But no, it's okay. But I've always been Team Jeremiah, but he like makes out with a guy like season 1 or 2, and then that's really just it, which could be a lot of people's story. Like he wants to date Belly, the main character, but it's just like he experimented and, you know, is sometimes gonna like kiss boys at parties or whatever. And so even representation like that, because young people may be feeling that type of way and then not seeing it ever. In our day, you didn't see that stuff, you know what I mean? So they're just seeing more representation there of just, you might just want to be a boy who kisses a boy at a party.
Maybe, remember when I was sleeping with that guy that's 10 years younger than me, and then we saw him kiss his guy friends? And I was like, what is happening here? But good for them. Good for them.
Okay, so that's a little bit of what's going on in pop culture, and we love to see it. And I'm so glad that Bridgerton is like hornier and sexier and gayer, and we're here for it. And I can't wait for the next season. But we also have another Pride update, and this is that the Pope has got to get his shit together. He keeps using gay slurs. You can't pull it together. You're the Pope.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
What?
The article I was reading kept saying he said like a gay slur, like
he said basically our equivalent of the F word
that's what
slur.
He said. It's like something terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Can you imagine?
No. I mean, I go back and forth because I'm like, yeah, can I imagine like the oldest man on earth who's supposed to like uphold the Bible and traditions that were written like thousands of years? Can I imagine? Yeah, pretty clearly.
But figure it out. But you gotta get your shit together. Like lock it up.
There's a difference between saying I'm a Bible literalist and I adhere to every single thing in the Bible and using slurs and hatred.
Yeah.
Like those are different things. I mean, I understand this is, how old is he? 200 years old, like 200 years of breeding. And it's hard to fight against that. But like, I think that our religious leaders aren't supposed to be full of hate and terrible words and slurs. Like, isn't everybody, listen, I'm an atheist, I don't know, but isn't everyone God's children?
I mean, obviously, if you're using gay slurs, you're homophobic, but I don't know if that's been his like track record. I always see stuff about him, and sometimes it's like
he's so progressive.
He's a cool pope.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like, what the fuck is he doing? So I'm not an expert on him, but regardless, he needs to lock it up and, not hold those beliefs. But basically what happened in Italy and maybe in other places, but so a pride celebration recently in Rome, basically people just brought Pope Francis with them. It says Pope Francis' image was on cardboard cutouts adorned with flower necklaces. People came dressed as the Pope, wore papal hats, and said there was never too much gayness. So they kind of spit it on his head and like jokingly brought him there and gayed him out.
Like, what are they called? Like fatheads? What are those called? Sports figures?
Yeah, they brought like a bunch of cutouts and stuff like that, which I just love to see that.
I love taking back like a slur like that and being like, this has no power. This has no power. We're going to make fun of it in a parade. We're going to put rainbow necklaces on you.
Yeah, we'll show some pictures if you guys are watching on YouTube. But it just says at Rome's pride celebration, bare-chested men in pink angel wings danced to ABBA songs, women wrapped in rainbow flags kissed, and shimmering drag queens waved from parade floats. And then there was Pope Francis. So just like his image, and it says, someone says the slur is the slogan of the 2024 Pride, someone said, which she held a banner with the word. So people just kind of took it back, which you love to see it.
I love seeing people troll the Pope.
Yes, exactly. But they're also like, come embrace it, be with us. Like someone just said, like, Francie, you are welcome in our parish.
I like that tone, and I don't think you see that a lot. We're not okay with this. We are going to mock it a little bit, but we do have like open arms for you should you want to be a part of this and like see what this movement is actually about.
Well, right. So some of the quotes someone said, if I laugh about the word, they have no more words to offend us. Someone said, even if the slur was derogatory, if I take ownership of the word, I can use it as a marker of my identity. And then he added, it makes you immune from any insult. So basically they're just like taking that word back, turning it on his head and like kind of trolling him. And some people feel differently. Someone said he shouldn't have dared to say that word, like especially as a holy man. I mean, you can think whatever you want, but I like that some people took that and ran with it.
Me too.
Okay. So Brat Girl Summer.
Okay, as an elder millennial, I need you and Tessa to explain this to me a little bit. I spent a lot of time researching this. I read about it. All I came up with was white tank tops and smoking cigarettes.
Well, it came from Charlie XCX's album titled Brat, which is taken off. It's a great album.
Great.
You would say she's a queer icon, right? Okay, yeah. So it's just, which goes in theme with what we've been talking about. I think people are just taking that and running with it, and that's the theme of the summer. Like Hot Girl Summer, we had that from Megan Thee Stallion, and Feral Girl Summer, and Vax Girl Summer, like all that stuff. I think this is just what people are latching onto and giving their own interpretation of it.
Okay, will you read me the definition? You guys, I did research this, obviously, but sometimes I just like Ashley to teach me stuff, and Tessa.
This came from an article on a site called Rush, RUSSH. It says what it means to be a brat, being unapologetically yourself and reveling in the complexities of being a woman. Being in one's brat era means understanding that some days you'll feel hot and others you'll feel vulnerable. Sometimes at this age, all you want to do is go to the club, and others you'll be worrying about whether you're missing your chance to have a baby. So I did see that too. I saw that in like the New York Times article. Like it said something about like women in their 30s just like living their best, most free lives. But then to me, I'm like, I'm skews a little younger. I mean, it's for whoever. It's for however you want to celebrate it. It has no age.
It is ageless.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this is that I think a lot of the other summers were like Feral Girl Summer and like Vax and Wild was about like getting fucked and things like that. And I think this is just about like your own vibe this summer.
Yeah.
Like hyping yourself, being confident in any situation. Also, you can go get dick, but it's less dick related.
I think it's
other
being like
girl themes.
Messy and just not giving a fuck.
But like on a yacht? Are we like being messy on a? Is it like being messy in luxury situations?
If you want. So to your point, like this quote in the New York Times says, they interviewed someone. She said, I think people were really craving a fun summer and a collective moment that we could all get behind, said Shelby Hall, a Charlie fan who runs an Instagram page dedicated to it girls who wear wired headphones. She says, it's a time to be hot, trashy, drink vodka sodas, fly to Europe on the Amex with $30 in your bank account, stay out till 3 a.m. and not care what anyone thinks. So you can interpret it how you want.
Okay.
I mean, if you have $30 in the bank account,
so it could be anything
you're living
want.
different than someone who has $300,000 in the bank account, but you can still be messy no matter what.
All those people could be messy.
You can wear your like white tank tops, nips out.
I saw a lot of black leather.
Smoke a cig. A lot about cigarettes, which I don't condone cigarettes, but I'm like, you want to smoke a cig here and there. Smoke a cig in Europe. We went to Paris. We were smoking cigs.
We didn't eat food. We just smoked cigarettes.
We smoked a cig.
I smoke a cigarette like once a quarter.
Can I tell you? So we asked our audience. Like, what does it mean to you? Like, how are you, if you're embracing Brat Summer, Brat Girl Summer, how are you doing it? Can I tell you my favorite one?
Mm-hmm.
It said, whale tailing at the Cheesecake Factory.
Whale tailing is Brat Girl Summer.
Whale tailing at the Cheesecake Factory?
Hell
I'm about to get some low-rise jeans just to pull my thong up and whale tail at the Cheesecake Factory.
It takes me back to high school so hard. I never didn't have a whale tail, just those little threads. Like, not even nice underwear, like wet seal whale tail.
But is that not the most descriptive? Like,
yes!
Catch me at the Cheesecake Factory with some Southwest egg rolls,
a white G-string
out, yeah, the
red strings had little cherries on the white front.
My Playboy bunny tanning bed tattoo.
Oh my god! I probably did have cigarettes in my bag.
Brat Girl Summer. Okay, do you want to read some other ones?
Yeah. I mean, like only wearing bikinis in my house. I do that a lot at my house.
It's a lot of like, some people are just interpreting this like, someone says dirty bitch energy, slept in makeup and hair, making out in the club, last minute plans. So a lot of stuff like that, like making out on the dance floor, just not giving a fuck.
Doing whatever I want, not having goals, just vibing. Not having goals is amazing. So I feel like self-help is like so huge, and we spend a lot of time on the podcast talking about goals. Don't have goals this summer.
Yeah, Beyonce said to quit your job 2 summers ago.
2024. No goals.
No goals.
Unsubscribe from Boss Bitch Life.
Absolutely no people pleasing. The summer's for me and my aesthetic, which is going to be lime green and cigs. Getting my pussy ate in the club.
Okay, making my boyfriend do literally everything for me, but it's okay because I give amazing head. I think that's just being alive.
Twinks, poppers, sluts, Julia Fox memoir, and garlic bread. Garlic bread. That's the best. What? That's starter pack right there. That's the Brat Girl Summer starter pack.
Quitting my job because I need to spend more time vibing. Tessa, did you write that? Tessa's like, I can't be here. I'm involved in vibes right now.
She's like, you guys told me to celebrate Brat Girl Summer, so... I like the ones of people that, because there's a lot of single girl energy in here, which we love. And then some people are coming from a place of having a partner, but they still want to celebrate. It says, letting my husband buy me whatever I want. And then it says, not letting my boyfriend choose dinner. I'm choosing dinner all summer. I'm obsessed with that. Like, you're like, June 20th, I choose dinner all summer. You can choose again on Labor Day.
I feel like people would love that. I feel like men would appreciate that. I feel like men's biggest complaint is they're like, what do you want to do for dinner? And you're like, you just pick.
Exactly.
You don't have to be the you just pick girl anymore. I'm picking.
But on the other side, not picking dinner all summer. You could also go that angle.
You know, I don't eat dinner.
You're like lazy all summer. You pick dinner all summer. I don't give a fuck.
My shorts are way too short to be worn out of the house. Okay, this trend has started in LA. I was at the Getty Museum with my dad, and half the girls in the Getty Museum had their whole butt cheeks out. And I was like, I can't believe I'm near my dad. And all of these young women with all their butt cheeks out.
Why was that so funny? I have been with my dad when I saw someone's butt cheeks like that too. I remember this one time we were at this restaurant in Dewey and our server's cheeks were out. Yeah. Like, she's working. Like, I was like, I see a coochie lip, you know, and she's bringing us our food. I'm like, I feel like she can live her truth, but I was like, I feel like I shouldn't see her like pussy lip while she's bringing us our like tacos, you know?
Okay, that's
with
worse.
Her taco.
I was thinking like museum. If there's like a Van Gogh in the room, your butt cheeks should not be out. But if you're serving me food, pussy lips is unsanitary. Like, you can still get...
Right now, though, when I worked a few jobs in restaurants where we got to wear shorts, and there was no limit. They were as short as they could come. Like, I didn't have my ass hanging out, but they were short.
Yeah, I had little shorty shorts, but there was no butt cheek crease at the bottom.
Yeah. I still remember just like and I watched my dad, his eyes were wandering. I was like, Dad.
Right, you're like, you should be with your buddies right now. I shouldn't see you being this like this, you know?
Well, someone said dressing for the female gaze too, which I love that. That could be boxer shorts. You're more just like, fuck it.
I hate the boxer shorts trend, but go off. If you are confident enough to wear boxer shorts out, good for you. Good for you guys. I've aged out of that.
No, that's too, yeah. It's Gen Z.
I'm walking around with boxer shorts. You know I'm trying too hard. Something has happened.
Riding the fine line of controlled chaos, having the best time, but $2 away from overdraft. Oh, that sent a chill down my spine. That was my whole 20s.
You felt that? Yeah.
Yes, I really felt that. And then, of course, the people who interpret it, like we were talking about bratwurst, which I just love. Someone said, I read this as brat like a hot dog and started listing my toppings. Can you imagine? Someone's like sauerkraut, spicy mustard. That's how I'm celebrating.
That sounds amazing.
Brat Girl Summer.
It does make sense. They're like, it's summer.
Yeah.
Cookout summer.
Okay. So really, that's it. However you guys want to celebrate it. Blast the album.
Smoke cigs.
White tank tops, no bra.
Quit your job unless you're Tessa.
No bra. Yeah. Whale tail. No underwear except for G-strings at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. Okay, speaking of summer, let's talk about luggage and what we're bringing with us. I just used my base east to west bag this weekend because I had a birthday party and I needed to pack something just for one night, but I needed like 2 changes of clothing. It's the perfect size. It's my favorite bag, you guys. Since Base became a partner, it's the only thing I use to travel. I love their luggage. So I have the large check-in luggage. They have 360-degree gliding wheels, cushion handle, which I've never had luggage like that before. It's just so nice to roll around. Washable bags for your dirty clothing. Best hack for traveling ever. Interior pockets. Everything stays organized. It's durable. They have beautiful colors. Ashley and I love everything they do. Their weekender bag is fantastic. There's a space under it. A separate pouch for your shoes. Can't say enough about Base.
I brought my mini weekender for the overnight trip, of course. What I really want to do as much as I can is only bring my Base carry-on suitcase, like the smaller one that you can carry on with the weekender or the mini weekender on top. And that's, I mean, again, long trip, I got to check a bag, but really, especially in the summer when just smaller clothes and smaller shoes, like that's how I'm trying to live. And it just glides so easily through the airport. It's incredible. We just love everything that they do.
And we say it every time. Every time Ashley and I are in an airport and we see somebody with that Base carry-on and the weekender, we're just like, recognized great game.
I forgot to tell you, I boarded a flight, I guess last time when I was going to Boston, and I was putting my bag in the overhead bin, and there was a girl that was she was sitting in like the seat next to me, and she was like, she was like, that's my, I was like, oh, is this your Base bag? Let me move it for you. Like literally, I was like, is this your Base? I just recognized it. It was our mini weekender, and I was like, oh, is this your Base bag? And she was like, yeah, girl. Like it was just so funny, and then we just had both of our Base bags up there in the overhead bin next to each other.
It's a moment of sisterhood.
It is really recognized game. You're right.
So you guys really get on the site, get everything they have. Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/GGE. Go to basetravel.com/GGE for 15% off your first purchase. That's BEIStravel.com/GGE.
Okay, and I am telling you about another 4-letter B word, which is built. So we love Built. I think this is the coolest thing. Rain and I are both renters. It's what it is. We love to rent.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so cool that there is something that exists that lets you earn rewards on your rent payments. Like I never would have thought that could ever happen.
I've never gotten a reward before.
Exactly. Like we're just out here renting, people throw shade on renting. We obviously support it. That's what we do. And people can just say it's like a bad long-term deal. You're throwing away money, whatever. But with Built, your rent money isn't just paying your landlord. It is secretly plotting to fund your future dream home, maybe. Built's got the inside scoop on turning your rent into a legit investment in your home ownership journey. So basically, Built Rewards has figured out a way to make rent more rewarding. Say goodbye to throwing your money away and hello to a renter's revolution. So basically, it is the first rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Even if you're still sending the old school rent check, Built Rewards has got your back. They'll mail the check for you. It's like having a personal rent paying assistant, which we love. So every month you pay your rent and you watch the Built points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation, put your points towards a flight or a hotel stay with 500 plus airlines and 700,000 plus hotels and properties. So many options. Use your points to sweat it out. You can redeem your points to book fitness studio classes. I mean, so many different things. You can also use your points towards a future rent payment or towards a future down payment on a home. So that's what, when we said earlier, like you could be working towards home ownership. So pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Love the app. And Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate. That's huge.
Huge.
Because all the different types of points, they're not all created equal.
Oh, no.
So earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/GGE. That's joinbilt.com/GGE. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/GGE to start earning points with your rent payments today. Okay.
In music news,
we have a developing story. This is happening as we record. This dropped on Tuesday.
It's not a laughing matter.
I'm sorry, a celebrity mugshot is typically a laughing matter. Justin Timberlake got a DWI.
It's the first thing I saw when I opened up my eyes this morning.
100%.
I checked it before I looked at your DMs and before anything.
Which, listen, if y'all know me, I have no room to judge, but I do have room to judge because I think it's crazy to be a rich, famous person and get a DUI.
You got yours before Uber.
I got mine before Uber, before I had any money. Like, I was like, that was my only option. No, you always have another option.
You're also a kid.
But it's just, I find this crazy. This happens all the time.
Just driving through Southampton.
We recorded with a celebrity once, not naming any names, and she showed up to our recording, had driven herself so high, her eyes weren't open. Anyway.
That was a bad day.
People want to hear me speak on the DWI versus DUI. Probably they can be interchangeable in some states, some they're not. People as the resident expert. No, because people are seeing it. The headlines say DWI, which depends on the state, but it's alcohol and or drugs basically.
So I was looking at all the headlines. I just googled this. So Yahoo: Justin Timberlake arrested on DWI charges. Police released Justin Timberlake's mugshot. New York Post: Justin Timberlake was wasted and drinking other people's drinks.
I saw that. The New York Post. You just like picture him just like going around. He's just like drinking everybody's drinks. Like I can't even picture
people's
it.
empties. And people are like, Justin, you can afford these drinks. You can afford to buy the whole bar. I like that the New York Post they choose violence every single time.
The first thing I thought of, the first song that came to mind was "Cry Me a River." I'm out on him. I used to be a huge fan, and there's just little things over time. Janet Jackson, Britney. I don't need to deep dive on it, but it's one of those people that I used to be a huge fan, and I'm not anymore.
I think he's had an interesting fall from grace.
Yeah.
I think that you either hear him not spoken about at all, or it's usually some negative stuff in relation to behavior with women.
Some women have been collateral damage in his rise to fame, and I don't know that he's been genuinely that accountable. We don't need to get on this road. I'm just saying I'm not really a fan of him anymore. So the mugshot, I was just like,
here we go.
Cry me a river.
Glad he's okay. Glad the family's
Nobody's hurt. Nobody got hurt, of course.
Yes.
Don't drink and drive. I just can't, stress it enough. But the thing that now I feel like is making headlines is that the cop who pulled him over didn't recognize him or had never heard of him. Was so young.
I'm trying to think, like, would I recognize him? Like, I guess so, but like middle of the night, out of context, by himself, driving a car, 1 o'clock in the morning, rolls the window down. Like, even I, as like a stan growing up, like, I don't know that I would have immediately been like, who?
Yeah, well, then
you've drunk
asked
face
for license and registration. But I think if he started talking, I'd know. I think I know his talking voice pretty well. Yes. But you're right. I don't know that I would if I saw him in a bar drinking everyone's drinks, I don't think I'd be like, that's Justin Timberlake.
Just walking around drinking empties. I'm dead.
And then
like a frat party.
Again, this is on Betches on their Instagram. I don't know. This is just it's a developing story, you guys. But it says the cop was so young he didn't even know who the 10-time Grammy winner was. He didn't recognize him or his name. Our insider says, and a second source adds, Justin said under his breath, "This is going to ruin the tour." The cop replied, "What tour?" Justin said, "The world tour." Like.
That's how you know he was drunk.
Flexing.
The cop's like, all right, get out of the car.
Yeah. That's all I need to know. The world tour.
So embarrassing.
Is it even a world tour? Well, is that our Justin report?
That's our music report.
All right. Well, best of luck. Glad nobody got hurt.
Yes.
He's bringing sober back, maybe. I don't know.
That's
who knows?
His next album.
Who knows? Bringing sober back. Who knows what he's got going on? Okay. And then in sports news, I just have to shout out the Boston Celtics won the championship. They are the basketball world champs. And, I'm a Philly girl, but I was rooting for my other team. It was the Boston Celtics. So congrats to them. That's like a big story. And I went to game 1 and I've just been pulling for them all along. But this does kind of lead us into our other Boston, New England sports news, which is...
Who is Bill Belichick's younger girlfriend?
She's a cheerleader.
So if you guys don't know, Bill Belichick, longtime coach of the New England Patriots, is dating a girl. This can't be right. 58 years younger than 50. She's 24.
She's 24. He's 72. He's 72. Can you imagine?
Here's my favorite.
Being a cheerleader and being like, I want to date a player. You want to date the Tom Brady.
Totally.
You want to date the
oldest coach in the league.
You want to date the Jalen Hurts, and well, not that he's available, but it's just then you're like, I got the coach. He could be my grandfather.
I mean, literally. Okay, so the line in the article, the unlikely pair reportedly met on a flight in 2021 after bonding over a philosophy project the then student was working on, and he signed her paper. Philosophy project.
When she
She's
was in
21.
college.
So they met years before on a plane when he had a girlfriend, and then he's broken up with his longtime girlfriend. He's dating this girl. His
ex-girlfriend was age appropriate. She's 62.
Yeah.
So we got this information at the Tom Brady roast, but we just glossed over it because Gronk was talking and we were just like, what is he saying? Like, he's not all there. He's just so, he was just like, Bill Belichick has a girlfriend,
I love watching Gronk try to finish sentences.
Even I know that's not real money. Okay, so he says, Coach, you used to talk about Foxborough High School when we sucked, Gronk said, but now I know why you were so obsessed with Foxborough High School. You were scouting your new girlfriend, which is...
That went right over my head.
Me too.
Was she in the audience?
I don't know. And we always say, who cares? Do what makes you happy. We've been out here.
Do who makes you happy.
Do who makes you happy. To me, it's the age with the age gap. It's not
a different 58-year age gap would be more comfortable.
It's not 58. What is
48.
48. Cher has a 40-year age gap, but like we were talking about this on the group chat, the three of us, like he's in his 30s. Like after 30, do whoever. There's something about the young 20s that really just gives me the ick, and it does feel predatory, and that's just what it is. It's like that same thing of like some old fucking man waiting for a girl to turn 18. Like it's creepy to me, and if that's what you want, that's fine. But it's less about the huge age gap and more about like her young age paired with it.
I totally agree.
I really hope people that are dragging Kristen Cavallari for dating a 24-year-old when she's 37 are saving that same energy for this times 3, because it's 3 times the age gap amount.
58 years. I totally agree with you. It feels like really questionable decision making. This guy in like a high power position who's like clearly a very successful, intelligent man. Like, I don't think you're with her for the conversation, but like, I understand wanting to fuck a 24-year-old. I just don't. You want to spend time with them day to day?
Yeah, and listen, it's just jokes. If she wants to suck on those old balls, she can. She's an adult. She has agency. But when I see it, I'm just like, it does. Give me pause. And then I guess like Gronk also kind of alluded to Tom Brady dating a 24-year-old.
Gronk was being interviewed on the red carpet. We'll play the clip.
Mr. Kraft 100% made the right call by putting Tom in within the first year and doing it on June 12th. Obviously, it's the 6th month of the year. He won 6 Super Bowls here. Tom's number 12 in 2024 is just age girls that Tom and Bill are talking to now, 24-year-olds. So.
He makes his little joke. He stumbled the joke, which is cute.
Yeah.
Gronk, he almost landed it. He was like 2024, which is the year of, and it's like, look at Gronk making jokes. But so far, I think there is no, there's no evidence to support that Tom Brady is dating a 24-year-old. It would still be more normal to me.
Yeah, I think who knows? Gronk might have just got confused.
I'm proud of him for
he
getting
had a bunch of 24s swirling in his head.
Yeah.
But
he still thinks he's at the roast. He thinks he's a comedian.
Roast energy. Do what makes you happy. To see the picture of her and see the picture of him, you're like, what is happening here?
Listen, we think you should do what and who makes you happy, but we're going to make fun of you for it.
But again, if you're out here talking shit about Kristen Cavallari, check yourself. And
she's like,
check yourself and send that energy over to...
People are like, she's a mom. It's like, well, he's a great grandpa.
Okay, and I just have to say one more thing. Last week they had a ceremony for Tom Brady for the Hall of Fame induction into the Patriots Hall of Fame, and Jay-Z performed. And I don't know if the videos, like, people are not paying attention. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's wild to see Jay-Z. Like, it's not like Jay-Z's some washed up artist. Like, it's Jay-Z, and he's performing. And some of the clips I saw, it's just there's some like dusty old white men just going on about their business, talking.
Like a banquet hall?
It was in the stadium, Gillette Stadium.
Oh, okay.
So the stadium's not full. It's it's not like a game, but it's like Jay-Z comes out. I couldn't believe it, and I mean, fans were just like, "What the fuck?" Like, we haven't had a Jay-Z performance he hasn't performed in like so many different things, but he's going to do this.
This is what you're going to come out of retirement for. It's
like,
not even in New York.
Right. Like, I guess money talks. Like, it was just kind of nuts to watch. Like, my brother, it has like really been my brother's like Roman Empire. He can't get over it. He's like, I never thought I would see him like this. Like, to see Jay-Z on stage, and there's just people like the Shade Room posted a lot of it, and it's been everywhere. And then there's just people like literally not paying attention. Like, literally like he's some background like hotel bar singer.
That's why I asked, was it at a banquet?
It's so crazy. It's just it's wild to see. Just broad daylight. People aren't paying attention. Jay-Z. I mean, the energy is not directed towards him. I mean, yeah. My brother, because we talked about all last week, couldn't get over it.
I don't think it's the kind of crowd that would be like so amped on it. Part of you is like, what's the NFL? That's so cool. Of course, you're gonna come out of retirement for something, but not this.
Right. And that's like a bummer too. It's like, what kind of crowd? Like, it's Jay-Z. It's like a legend.
I expected more from the NFL crowd.
And I guess it was a surprise. So maybe people were caught off guard. You know, I wasn't there. But it didn't seem like he got the respect he deserved, and wrong audience.
He deserved better.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a thought starter? It's not on our outline, but
Okay.
I saw this thing and I was like, that's so accurate.
Okay.
So we have no Bravo stuff to talk about this week. There's no Bravo shows on right now that I care about. Summer House is over. Vanderpump the Valley. Everything's over for the summer. I'm like, what do I have to live for?
Right.
And I saw this clip comparing how men speak about the Marvel like MCU to like how that's women's Bravo. Like, Bravo is my MCU. Like, I will speak about it so high level, like it matters so much. And like all the characters like cross-pollinate between the different shows. And I have like so much to say about how they all like date each other. I like really get in it like it matters. And I don't know what to live for right now.
Right. Maybe you'll get into Marvel. Also, MCU. What is that?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Rena, not that preview. You say it like you're in it.
Well, I've been forced to listen to this by so many men, and they come out of nowhere with it. Just living amongst us in society, just men that you're like talking to you about like this. We talked about the Girls Gotta Eat about like just the really like it's so top level. They're explaining to you how this has never been done. Your little cartoon show. So I realize like that's how I talk about Bravo.
And I love to see your passion when you talk about Bravo that way. Do you think there are people that cross over? Do you think there are women out there who are both Bravo and MCU?
Separate. They're in separate
and they take the summer off Bravo and they go MCU.
I think that I think the Bravo women are doing like trashy dating shows for the summer. I think we're doing Perfect Match. I think Love Island. Ariana is hosting Love Island, so people have like something with like Bravo people to watch.
I want to give women more credit, and I want to see the Venn diagram. I want to know if you are a crossover Bravo and Marvel girly. Let us know in the YouTube comments. Please speak up. Don't be scared.
I mean, there are certain things. I like X-Men a lot. I like Planet of the Apes a lot. I think that's it. Planet of the Apes is not Marvel. But I realized I should stop making fun of men so much because, like, when I could to explain Scandal to somebody, it's the best hour of my life.
Oh, 100%.
So anyways, I just wanted to, like, float that idea to you that, like, Bravo is the MCU for women.
I think that's a hot take.
Thank you so much. It's not my take. I got it from the internet.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have known otherwise. Deadpool is my boyfriend's, like, one of his favorite movies.
Uh-huh.
There's a new one coming out. Yeah, there's a new one coming out.
Oh, there's a new one with Ryan Reynolds and the X-Men guy.
That's like
Hugh Jackman.
It's like a huge deal for these people.
I care. I saw the preview. I was like, I don't care about this at all.
I told him I would start watching Deadpool with him. Okay. We watched it. I said I'll give it 20 minutes, and I don't like it. And I mean, I get it though why that's his favorite because Ryan Reynolds is funnier, and as an actor, he would be my pick. You know what I mean? Like it is, I guess, a funnier dialogue than maybe some of the others, and you know, my boyfriend appreciates that. I don't know. I tried it.
Listen, people.
I could not.
I'm proud of you for supporting your man like that. Okay, it was really part of the demise of my last relationship that I just couldn't watch these little cartoon movies with him.
And he'll watch Summer House with me. He'll fall asleep.
That's compromise.
We started watching the reunion, part 1. He was asleep within 15 minutes, but he tried.
I've never met a man that watches a Bravo show, though, that doesn't ask a few questions and get into it. Like, I genuinely have not cared about most Marvel movies I've seen, but, like, men watch Bravo, and they're into it. And that's just a thing for all men.
Right.
And also, why people like Marvel so much is there's all this crossover between shows. Exactly why I like Bravo.
Exactly.
There's spin-offs, Paige is dating Craig. They're fucking across shows.
It's the same thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my Bravo input until Southern Charm is on. I got
Okay.
nothing. Okay.
We're taking the summer off. Okay, it's wedding season-ish, summer wedding season, and we have a wedding story. So this story was making the rounds, and basically this, I'm going to pull this from just a Distractify article, but this was in a bunch of different places, and it was basically a mother of the bride's dress sparks controversy online. We'll post the photos, and people think that the mom was upstaging the daughter. And of course, again, internet was divided. People are like, no, it's her mom, grow up. And then other people were like, why would she do that? She's trying to upstage her daughter. And can I just tell you that I just hate the concept of upstaging the bride in general. You're not going to upstage the bride. Like, if I'm the bride, you're not upstaging me.
Go off.
It's my day. I'm the star of the show. I'm the hottest person here. I have the best dress. I got the man.
If you're worried your mom's going to upstage you, get hotter.
Yes. Like, there's no competition. Like, you better look hot at my wedding. My wedding theme attire will be look hot, get fucked. Come as hot as you want. Like, I guess there's a line.
Kendall Jenner's the line. That little strappy dress.
I love that. That's kind of what Sierra wore to Hannah's wedding. To Hannah Burton. Like, Sierra had that same energy. She looked hot as shit. Hannah was like, go off, queen.
Totally.
But, like, I would never be like, Raina's tits are out too much at my wedding, or my mom looks too slutty.
I feel like they're going to wheel out the cake at your wedding, and you're going to be like, let's get Raina's tits in this.
Yes, if Raina doesn't show her full tits at my wedding, I'm going to be like,
I'm not eating this cake.
I'm not even married.
Totally.
This wedding doesn't count.
Totally.
No one saw Raina's areolas. Like, it's just like, I get, like, don't wear white.
Okay, so I'll describe the dress to you guys. You should go to YouTube and watch. But it's a loud dress. It's
So
a really
beautiful.
bright color green. Yeah. It's floral. It is low cut in the front. It really does display her cleavage. And there is a train on the back. So the train on the back, I could see people. There's like a big bow with a train in the back.
You think the train
looks
is
a
like
little
the
bridal.
smoking gun? Okay.
The smoking gun. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. First of all, I don't believe that your mom could upstage you at a wedding. I think
some moms would do this. I want to be clear.
Sure.
Absolutely. We talked about this on episodes with Lori Gottlieb, and just moms, unfortunately, sadly, have some competition and jealousy of their daughters. And I know this happens. I just don't want to not validate, but who knows?
This feels classy, sexy to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel unnecessarily showy. I mean,
Yeah.
it is low cut, but she has some big titties. And she should be able to wear whatever dress she wants.
Okay, hear me out though. I guess I would be a little, if my mom had like
Nip
better
slip?
tits than me.
Oh. Why didn't you buy me boobs before this wedding? I'd be like, this is so rude.
My mom, like,
I mean, her mom really is so hot.
But like the traditional mother-in-law outfits can be so horrendous. They're like, wear this sequin hazmat suit, like be as covered up and put this jacket on over it. Like, here's this muumuu.
Okay,
sometimes they're so bad. And if women want to, like, I'm sure a lot of moms are like, I don't want to show my body. Like, I'm older, or like whatever you want to do, your comfort level. But I'm just like, man, if my mom wanted to slut it up, titties out,
bring those legs out,
I'd be like, Cindy,
go off.
Go off.
Yes.
Get fingered on the dance floor tonight.
Grind up on somebody who isn't dad.
I was going to say...
Get fingered by dad?
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Can you imagine looking over? I'm like, you know what?
It's too far.
I was joking when I said that on the podcast, guys.
Yeah, I like Bridgerton, but I don't want you to act it out on my dance floor. I did see a really crazy mother of the bride dress at a wedding a few years ago. It was the groom's mom. The bride's mom, beautiful, elegant, long gown, fancy wedding at a very fancy hotel. The groom's mom wore an Hervé Leger bandage dress.
Oh.
Like the short, micro mini bandage dress.
I put that on my outline. I was like, I can see if the mom was wearing a bodycon dress.
Bodycon micro mini.
Oh,
and
no.
I couldn't stop staring at her. She stole the show. Not a good way. I just was like, this is wild.
Wait, I never even once thought of this. My fiance's mom wearing something like that. Yes. I would be talking my shit.
It was a lot.
I would have all my girls up in that bridal suite. Like, can you believe this bitch? Thirsty as fuck.
I would have to say something. Be like, wow, you really brought it out for my wedding. But it's a different tone too. I would just sort of like laugh about it internally. Like,
I would laugh.
If that's how you want to show up in the world and in photos forever, that's on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mother of the bride, I also think do whatever you want. You probably paid for this wedding.
Maybe.
This is your day.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate. I would pay for my own wedding at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's my second go at it.
No, listen, who knows what's going on? This could be that competitive mother-daughter thing, but like, I'm just also going to assume the bride knew what her mom was wearing. Yeah. You don't, I can't imagine a world in which I don't know what my mom's wearing.
You have to run that shit by me. That's crazy.
Well, but not even to run it by me, just I know what my mom's wearing to the wedding.
Well, didn't we shop for it together?
Did we
talk about the vibe?
Didn't she ask my opinion and just as like a younger person in the
Hotter
world?
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just have always felt like, again, there is a line, but I don't really subscribe to that. Like, I'm just like, look hot at my wedding. Like, when people say they don't like want to wear red because that's too loud, I'm like, what?
I guess every bride has like different sensitivities.
Yeah, and you know, whatever your boundary is, it's your wedding. Do whatever you want. But like, I just don't really like. Someone could wear like a really revealing slutty dress, bright red, and I wouldn't think twice. I'd be like, go get after it. Get fucked. Get fingered.
All right, so I'm dressing slutty for Ashley's wedding. Tessa, take your whale tail out.
Guys, I'm not engaged. I just want to be clear. Talk about it. I'm just saying it if it were me.
Okay. Imagine you got engaged, we just didn't talk about it. You guys, just to be clear.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of summer fashion, we are going to talk about controversial trend that is allegedly back per in style, tankinis. Tankinis are back.
Every ugly style is back. Listen, I think bathing suits are very much like you should wear whatever feels good. And I think that people are really in their heads about their bodies and what they look like. So you should wear what you feel comfortable with, especially people after they have children feel even more insecure about their stomachs. That being said, it's not for me. I would just rather wear a one piece.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not out here like, if you don't wear a skimpy bikini, you're a fugly loser. Like, I have one pieces. Like, it's just like, make a decision, tankini. You know, are you a one piece? Are you not? But then I'm like, it's convertible. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to tan your stomach. You want to pull it up, and then you don't want it to be out. You got just
like a window, like a window for your stomach.
The versatility.
Okay, here's what I like about tankinis is you're not constantly getting a wedgie every time you bend over because your back is not connected to your butt.
As opposed to a one piece?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, as someone with a long torso, I hear you on that.
I mean, you're always complaining about bodysuits and how they're just like literally inside of your body.
In my labia.
So maybe what you're really wanting is a tankini.
No, I'm not. I'm a bikini girl.
Yeah.
I also just like, again, I think they're like a great option for people that want that, you know, that versatility and that look. And like, I can bring it up, bring it down. I can wear the tank out later with some jeans and my whale tail. But so it's kind of like maternity-esque to me. Like, it's a great, like,
that's how I thought. Yeah, I felt
it's like maternity or postpartum, but like, I don't want to be out here, someone thinking like, I'm wearing maternity, but I'm also like, if you're trying to have kids, dress for the job you want. You know, maybe you're trying, maybe if you're trying to get pregnant this summer, you're like, well, I'm going to wear a tankini. I'm going to manifest
Don't do IVF and acupuncture. Wear a tankini. Wear a tankini.
Tankini. So we like have no judgment, but there's something about it too that I find for like an elder millennial like us, trends that come back, we either like embrace them or really reject them. So, and I don't know what it is. It like hits us somewhere different because it's like what we used to wear. Like, there's definitely some trends that are back from the 90s that were like, oh, like dope, I love this. And then we hear about some things like hip hugger jeans but we're wearing them to Cheesecake Factory with our whale tails, but like tankinis that were like, oh no, stop. You know, like we have some sort of visceral reaction to all of this, and whether it's justified or not.
Well, I already went through all this. Tube tops are back. You know how hard it is just carting around a tube top with double D boobs? Well, now I have a breast reduction, and I can wear it. Do you know how hard it was to keep a tube top up back when I had F-size titties?
I know, like, I love a tube top so much, but we were at dinner in New York. It was me and Raina and our friend Louisa, and Raina was about to go meet up with this guy who she has talked about on the Monday episode, What Doing guy, actually. And we're leaving dinner, and you were going to meet him close to the hotel. And you go, I'm going up to my room and I'm putting on a tube top and I'm meeting him. And she has not forgotten it. She was like, oh, I never heard someone say that. Like, that's Raina's sign of like, and she was like a tube top. Okay. Like Raina's, and I think to you, you're like, I finally get to wear these. Like I can like wear them with my, like, since my breast reduction, but she brings it up. And then every time I'm wearing a tube top, she's like, you and Raina on that tube top game. Like, it was just so funny the way you said it.
I really like it when you're like on top of a guy, like straddling a guy, and you can just like, you like pull your titties out with the tube tops. What I'm saying is maybe I like tube tops.
Yeah.
But not low-rise jeans.
It is fun to pull a titty out. I was like, I
invented that. One tit. I invented one tit out. I like my left boob better than my right boob sometimes.
You guys are new around here. At Raina's birthday in 2021, we were yelling, show your tits, and she could only get one out of her bodysuit. So she just ripped one titty out. And it was like the best thing I'd ever seen. I was walking on the street. I was meeting Brittany for dinner the other night, and I was like FaceTiming just on like a side street. I wasn't being like obnoxious in public. And was FaceTime with my boyfriend right before I like walked into the restaurant, and he just was like jokingly, because I had like a low cut shirt, and he was like, well, let me see something, and I just like pulled a titty out on the street. It felt nice.
It feels nice.
Yeah.
Just get some air on one areola.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna do it. I'm like, don't tempt me.
Yeah, don't ask.
Yeah.
Show me your dick.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I'm always, and then the other night he said something like, just joking around, like, show me your tits, show me your ass. I'm like, I showed you my tit last week. You didn't even show me your dick.
I showed you a tit last week.
And you haven't even returned the favor. No, so Brat Girl Summer, tits out.
Tankinis.
Slutty wedding attire, as long as, you know, you're allowed. And let us know if you're wearing tankinis. We want to end every episode of the Stack with a question. So are you doing tankini summer? We'll put a poll up on Instagram.
We're doing tankinis.
Okay. Well, that wraps the third episode of The Snack. And again, we would love if you guys watch this on YouTube and subscribe and share it with a friend. We really have noticed a lot of the really nice comments and feedback on YouTube. And so we're really loving you guys being there. And we just encourage you to subscribe and share this. And girlsgottaeat.com. We are, of course, starting the tour in the fall. So you can get tickets to our tour, girlsgottaeat.com, Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I am Ash Hess. Raina is Raina.Greenberg.
And we'll see you on Monday.
We'll see you then. Bye.